Hello friends, hello everyone. January 21st, something really amazing happened just short before Pluto entered Aquarius, so no wonder I was so excited. This is a cosmic confirmation. Just at 0033, this is wrong here, it's actually the 21st of January, it should say here. I did check it. Let me just show you. This is where the time is exact. Anyway, let's get back to what I want to tell you. A small asteroid just hit Earth, and that was just 23 minutes prior to Pluto entering Aquarius as seen from Earth. That's what we were yesterday discussing, and I will get back to that chart because it really proves this is an enormously important moment in history. We have just experienced, literally the dial on the radio was turned to another station, to a higher frequency, and already so many things have started more coming to the light, into the news. I will show you a few examples of those. So it is really there's a boiling point which has been reached, and all of a sudden there's evaporation. It's really that phase change which we are experiencing as we speak. So let me read it to you. That happened 23 minutes before Pluto entered Aquarius. During the late hours of January 20th, Hungarian astronomer Christian Szemecki, sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly, discovered a new asteroid. 3 hours later, it hit Earth, disintegrating in the atmosphere not far from Berlin. Naturally, as I said, January 21st, 0033, the number in itself. I mean, there's so many symbols here. Universal time. The meter-wide space rock, so it was not big, but it definitely got the attention it asked for, and that's kind of all the celestial events lately have been happening on that level. They have been pretty spectacular, starting with the big solar flare on just around New Year's beginning, 2 hours before the universal time. Go back to that recording. Really a great omen of what's to come. That event gave already then, that was the largest solar flare since 2017 in 6.5 years. So that's big. An X5. Anyway, this is another example of this sort, that big celestial events happen at important junctures in time, and that kind of underlines the importance of what is happening energetically, and naturally also if it's so close to a celestial event, then that is the one which is underlined. So let me give you a little bit of more of detail. So the meter-wide space rock, since named 2024 BX1, is thought to have been completely destroyed. Amazingly, Italian astronomer Luca Buzzi managed to photograph it just before it hit. I didn't click this link yet. Let's just look at it. It's probably not really spectacular. Don't expect too much. A little blip of something. Here it is. Naturally, this is the streak it makes. Interesting though that there's a photograph even existing. There's real record. This can't be what do you call that, called not real, but there's physical proof. It's kind of an interesting little detail to the story in itself. So anyway, there's lots of symbolic meaning in this event. Bear with me, it is really something. It basically says, hey, so I mean, it could have been a 100-meter rock if it would have been discovered only 3 hours before. It would not have made a difference in the history prior. It then disintegrated. It was a warning. It was a shot before the ship's hull, kind of. You know what I mean? A warning shot. That's what it was. be on alert. Know something big is in the tube. This is just a hint at what is to come. Nevertheless, in Berlin, the capital of Germany, Germany being pretty much the most important country in Central Europe, I would say. I mean, you could argue France or Germany. I think Germany holds the upper hand there, England being an island really, but from Central Europe, Germany is the main place. That's where all the big wars started, and this war is definitely obviously Berlin will play a major role in how this war will be ended. I think Berlin was the place where the capitulation was signed after World War II, so there's real big symbolic meaning there too. So the people of Germany, actually, Oracle Girl Jacqueline Hobbs said that already a year ago, in Germany that will where the people will win first, well, where real the breakthrough will come, because this country has experienced this same energy in the 1930s, and they now are woken up. They realize what has been happening. They were kind of taken by surprise, as we all were, to more or less bigger degrees or not. Anyway, the long story short, this is a symbolic event, so let's have a closer look at it, and also at its astrology, as we have these exact times, which is always helpful. So anyway, here is what already Wikipedia says. BX1, previously known under its temporary designation SAR 2736, was a meter-sized asteroid or meteorite that entered Earth's atmosphere on January 21st, 2024, 033 Universal Time, and disintegrated as a meteor over Berlin. It was discovered less than 3 hours before impact by Hungarian astronomer Christian Zamecki, and at Konkoly Observatory de-facto station in the Matra Mountains in Hungary. Again, sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly. The fireball was observed by the cameras of All Sky 7. Here's another symbol. All Sky 7 has seen it. Okay, another evidence. And Frippon networks, whatever that is, I'm not aware of that. BX1 is the 8th asteroid discovered before impacting Earth. This is an 8-year. Think of that correlation, synchronicity. There's lots of that in this. And it is Zamecki's third discovery of an impacting asteroid. How amazing. What else is this man doing? He must be watching the skies all the time. Yes, amazing that someone would have that that success 3 times kind of your scoring, you could say, in a way. Well, yes, he saw it, but nothing could be done about it. That's the whole thing about that near Earth asteroid observation, which they put in lots of money and with all these all sky cameras, and yet that happens often 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, maybe a day before they are impacting or flying close by. They finally are seen. I give you a little example. You see it's daily reported on the Space Weather page too. I just have to scroll down to this place where you see what I mean. This is the observed near-Earth asteroids of today, the last 24 hours, and here is the list of the latest events or not. Okay, upcoming Earth asteroid encounters. So I just want to give you really the context here. You see, all these have been discovered in 2024. That's why the number 2024 is starting. This one was known since 2021. Anyway, here you see, let me see if that one is in here. It's probably it should be, if we are correct, it's the 21st BX1. Here you have it, yes. You see 0 lunar distances. That is because these are huge expanses, large distances really. So to the moon it's roughly 380,000 kilometers, which I don't know, is something probably like 270,000 miles or something, I'm guessing. Anyway, you get the picture. 0 lunar distances, that is 124 BX1 was impacting. This is rare that we have an impact. This is very rare. This is only the 8th that has been predicted in that sense. So known before impact. So in that guy Sarnecki's 3rd discovery, really amazing astronomer. This person is really I'm impressed. Before it impacted, BX1 was no near Earth asteroid on an Earth crossing Apollo type orbit. Well, that has been seen in the meantime, found out, because these 3 hours of having the exact trajectory, they kind of could trace back where it was coming from. That is what space mathematics is all about. Anyway, we have that time too when it was discovered. You see, observation arc was 2 hours, 2.49 hours. That is actually, I calculated it, 2 hours, 29 minutes and 24 seconds, and that much I calculated back from the recorded impact time, and I got to the discovery time. And the chart is set for the place where it was discovered, as it says, in the Matra Mountains. That is at Konkoly Observatory, the outstation in the Matra Mountains. I looked that up too. I was really curious to zoom it in, as we have that exact data. And I found this was in the mountains between Gyöngös and Eger, and that's actually a wonderful natural reserve area. All these beautiful pictures. You see, it says one of the remaining primary forests of Europe. Another real deep symbol. That's where this asteroid was discovered from. There is something which there says that we who are connected to that remaining primary forest, we are the ones who really are discovering where this is going, and where and that there is this asteroid which is impacting. Naturally, this is a very allegorical way of saying it, but something big is on its way. Be careful. And Berlin, being the capital of Europe, pretty much being real the spot where this unfolded, is a pretty epic. Anyway, this is the impact chart here. No, it's not. Okay, bear with me. I have it here. Here it is. January 21st, 0033 in Berlin, Germany. And I mean, what can you say? And we had all these Scorpio rising charts in I mean, there were so many of those I discussed over the last few weeks. It seems pretty much I would even say out of 5, 3 of the major events have happened with a Scorpio rising in the last few weeks. That's kind of a rough count. But Scorpio rising, and this is the hexagram 28, which rules between 2 and roughly 7 degrees, which is 28. Greatness in excess. That is the flooding river as its image, or the beam above the door which bears too much weight, which is bowing. So there's an overabundance. Something really big is here in the making, and Jupiter being at the other side makes this even more important. Hexagram 27, nourishment. Jupiter is giving us a lot of nourishment these weeks, and I mean it has been quite a while. Jupiter turned direct again here at 5:34 or something, just a day shy of end of 2023 on December 30th. So has been in this hexagram for a long time. So this is a real time of being nourished. We are getting everything we need really in order to successfully navigate through these rapids, these treacherous waters, which they sure are. And yes, so and then the Leo made heaven. I mean, it's epic. And as I say, 5:45. This is actually a super powerful degree in the overlay of this Mayan, of the 64 I Ching hexagrams. This is 5:45 is where hexagram 16 starts. 16 is kind of the first signs of spring. It's the excitement which comes still kind of at the end. Sure, it's in Gemini, but the oracle's energy is kind of a waking up of out of a slumber. Let me just quickly pull it up, as I do not currently remember that one, what its original name is, and it's pretty important, as this is also where the moon is in naturally when Pluto then turns direct 23 minutes later. Let me just scroll down here. And here they are. Okay, that's my favorite I Ching source. At some point it became unavailable, and I still found it in the web archive. For those of you who are unfamiliar, web archive is really a wonderful tool. I'm regularly also giving them donations, because once they retrieved my whole website, which my old server all of a sudden had escaped, never to be seen again. I didn't have the backup, so that's where I found. Actually, friends advised me, go to the Wayback Machine web archive, and you will likely find a record, a copy of your site. That's what I since have been using in such moments. So here we have all the 64 hexagrams, and this is enthusiasm. Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. So there is this enthusiasm in the air as this asteroid just impacts. It's kind of exactly that minute. See, if we had the exact degree here of the moon, actually I can play this. If I go backwards here, let's see where it goes to 44. Okay. Oh, I'm going the right direction. I guess so, yes. Okay. Now it changed. Okay. You see, you have to watch here the 44 turning into the 45. You see here. So here you have the exact time when the moon enters hexagram 16, 31:23. So definitely at 00:33 it was, the moon was expressing through hexagram 16 enthusiasm. And let's just read here quickly the see, there's this fourth line, kind of, it's the drumming within the mountain, kind of. That's always the image I'm getting out of this hexagram. The strong line, the fourth place, that of the leading official meets with response and obedience from all the other lines which are all weak. The attribute of the upper trigram Chen, which is heaven, is Chen is a thunder, right? Chen is thunder, is movement. The attributes of Kun, the lower, are obedience, that's earth. So it is thunder above earth. Okay, yeah, I guess that's where the image of the drumstick comes. Anyway, you get the picture. It's a super exciting energy which was just with a big drum roll brought into awareness, attention. I mean, when something like this happens, then everybody is looking up. I mean, all the astronomers who were watching it definitely were kind of holding their breath, because nobody really knows how big a meteor is by just observing it as this little spot of a light in the telescope's appearance. Anyway, so let's look at the astrology once more, because this is really where my excitement really grew. Jupiter here at the 7th house cusp. Yes, this is big. This says, okay, fasten your seatbelts. We are getting into real intense times, and actually exciting. And that's Jupiter. Jupiter at the 7th house. Whoever has that in their personal birth chart knows that this is it's a very colorful world you're surrounded with all the time. Lots of connections, friends, and so it's never boring wherever Jupiter is. And Uranus naturally adds to the whole thing a million times more. Jupiter and Uranus, as I mentioned in earlier recordings, one of the hallmarks of 2024 being that entering new waters and entering a new territory. I mean, sure, some of my of you guys have said when I mentioned the moon landings in '68, yes, we don't know, they might not have been real, or they might have been. I leave that open. I have no opinion really on that. But regardless, the whole public was in that space of watching something once of a century, once in a lifetime, once in really in Earth's history, as we were told, which naturally we know probably is not completely true, but as far as our known history, this was the first time we were visiting another object in the sky, another celestial body. Some super exciting times these were, and that is the same energy we are seeing this year, in whatever form it will be. But most of the years, actually, I have scanned through it once, it's every 13 years or so that happens, and it is pretty much each of these years have some of that quality, some more and some less. Anyway, this is really quite something. Now let's look at the discovery chart. This one also is telling a lot. First of all, there's Chiron here at the 7th house cusp. I mean, you can't make these things up. This is really when crisis arises. Okay, oh wow, we see something is flying head on towards us. So it's like a bullet is flying towards you. You don't know, will it, sure, I mean, it's kind of has that energy. And then naturally, yeah, that's another really interesting one. The degree at midheaven right over the discovery spot was 1915 in Cancer, and see, this is exactly 30 degrees till impact. So another exact harmonics, harmonics 1/12 of a cycle, 1/12 of an original cycle. So you have 1 hour warning, you could say. This is or whatever, 2 hours it is in the 24-hour rhythm. Every sign is about 2 hours. So anyway, there is a very fixed time frame there. Anyway, I just wanted to throw this little video in and give you a bit of share a bit of that excitement which I have, and I will just do another one specifically on the astrology relating to this Pluto Aquarius Ingress number 2 or 3, which is within 11 within 1 day of the heliocentric, yes, 1 or 2 days. It's really close, which is rare. So anyway, I'll let you go, and thanks for joining, listening and sharing and contributing. Find links in the description. I really also would welcome at this point all the new subscribers. It amazes me always how many of you are really interested in those mathematical exact observations, but it's beauty. It's like looking through a microscope onto a snowflake. You see these amazing structures, synchronicities, and that is what really astrology shows in the macrocosm, that everything is connected with everything else. There's no surprises on some level, and yes, there is always surprise because these are symbols and they have multiple level of expressing themselves. We choose by our approach which level we are getting. That's kind of how I see it. Anyway, thanks for joining and listening. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.